What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Gold Guy YouTube channel, and welcome back to the YZ450 build. Now, I know I've been slacking on the videos lately, and I'll tell you why. Back in the end of February, I got a new job. This is my first real job, kinda. I mean, I've had other real jobs, but this one is very real. I don't know why I used finger quotes there. It's a real job. What I do is I'm contracted by Lowe's Home Improvement to go into people's houses and install window blinds, shutters, and shades for them. And I've been making a lot of money with my new job, which is nice because I also just bought my first house a couple weeks ago, and that has also been a full-time project. I've just been very busy lately with a lot of other things going on in my life. It's not that I don't want to make YouTube videos, because I really want to make videos for you guys to watch. It's fulfilling for me, and I know you guys enjoy watching them. I just haven't had any time lately or energy to do it. Today that's changing though, because I've got the YZ450 here, and I know I've planned on selling this bike. Back when I first started this build, I bought it with no engine, and then I put together an engine from eBay puzzle pieces, and now I've got a pretty complete bike here, and I've taken it on a few rides and it runs really good. But the last time I started up, it was actually ticking kind of bad, and I know these YZ450 engines are notorious for how loud and ticky they are, but I know what the normal ticking sounds like, and the sounds that I've had with this engine are not normal, or what I consider normal. The one thing I never did with this engine, the thing I never replaced, which I wish that I had, is the timing chain. I bought a new timing chain, so in this video I plan on taking the engine apart a little bit, just taking the head off to check the valve clearances, check the valves, camshafts, make sure everything's smooth, there's nothing going on bad there. And I do think this sound could be from the timing chain, because it's an old timing chain. It's been through a hell. That's the timing chain that was in this engine when it blew up for the first time. And why I didn't replace it before, I don't know. I really wish I had, but it's never too late. The engine's still not blown up, so I do plan on replacing the timing chain and then going through this engine in this video and fixing this ticking. So I'm gonna start this thing up. It's been sitting for like 2 or 3 weeks, so let's see how easily it starts up. Comment your guess as to how many kicks it's gonna take to start this thing up in the comments down below. I'm gonna guess 3. 3's a good number, as long as they're good kicks. Okay, there's 1. 2. Am I gonna be right or am I gonna be wrong? Wow, I was right! Woo! Just gonna let it idle for a bit on choke, let it warm up. Straight up thought the kickstand was on the other side for a second. Woo. So I guess this is what it's like to be a YZ450 owner. I think that tick's normal, but no, this tick, that's not normal. It sounds too different. That's what I'm dealing with. The low pitched rocking noise, that's normal. That's just the cam's just rocking around like crazy. These engines were designed for power, not smoothness or quietness in any means. But that high-pitched ticking, that's a new noise that wasn't going on when after I'd freshly rebuilt the bike. So it has me a little bit worried that something's a bit off. So before I sell this thing, it'll make me feel a lot better to just go through it again and replace the timing chain for one thing that needs to be done badly, and then I'll send it on its way. Let's open this bad boy up. Here we go. Here it is. This is a genuine Yamaha timing chain, brand new. There's the part number. Good to go. So there's this one thing I want to do while I'm disassembling the engine, just so that this thing's nice and lubed up. When I put it in, I'm going to soak it in some oil. And there we go. If you guys watched the other videos, you remember the first step: take off the seat, the side covers, and the gas tank, and then we can get to the engine head. Okay, I just popped the fuel line off, and there's the gas tank. The other thing I need to remove are these two brackets right here. These are just holding the engine to the frame. Damn, those seemed way tighter than they needed to be. I'll have to remember not to over tighten those next time. Alright, and just one more bolt. And it's only one more bolt because I don't have the bolts for these holes. I need to buy those. Alright, now that those are out of there, I can actually see the head, and now I just have to remove the valve cover. First things first, we gotta pull the spark plug boot off. There, now that's out of the way. And then this vent hose. Alright, now we can pull the valve cover. There's one. Alright, I got it. Now let's pull the valve cover off. And now, over on this side of the engine, first thing to do is remove the little inspection cover here. And now I have to remove this top cover, and that's what's going to show me the timing marks to make sure they're lined up right. Alright, I've got the engine at top dead center, which means I'm ready to loosen up the cam chain and then take the cams out and then pull the chain. But first, I'm gonna have to pull this case cover off so that I can actually see the bottom of the chain and where it goes, because I'm actually gonna be pulling the chain out through the bottom. And I've got a funnel into my oil container ready to go because I'm sure some oil is gonna spill out. Alright, that should be all the bolts, so let's pull this thing off. Yep, there's the oil. Glad I was prepared for that. It's spilling out like crazy. Pulling this shift lever off would have made that much easier, but I got it anyways. And I've got the gasket safely off. This is a fairly new gasket, so I'm going to reuse that. And the next step is to remove the flywheel, magneto, whatever you want to call it. It's got to come off because the timing chain is directly behind it. Thankfully, this engine has a little wrench spot behind the nut so that we can hold this still while we get that nut off. Most engines don't have that. Well, engines that I've seen at least. And I've got a 19mm box wrench on there, fits perfectly. Now let's get this nut off. Oh, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. There, now the nut is off. Now I just have to get this flywheel off. Got it. I was starting to get worried I was gonna break something. Now that I get the flywheel off, I'm ready to loosen up the cam chain tensioner and then pull the cams out and then pull this little retainer off, and finally I'll be able to pull the timing chain out. Let's do it. There, now with that out of the way, I can get a flathead screwdriver in there and turn it clockwise until it sticks. There we go. And as you can see, that takes all of the tension out of the chain. I'm gonna have to pull this retainer off, so that's the next step. I don't really see how this is gonna come out. I guess I don't have to pull it all the way out, but just kind of out of the way like that. And now I just need to sneak the timing chain by the intake camshaft right here. It does not look like I'm going to be able to sneak the chain past the intake camshaft. Yeah, it's just way too tight. I don't want to break something. But at least I'm not going to have to remove the intake camshaft. That saves me a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and pull the exhaust cam off. Alright, all the bolts are loose. And there it is. Now we just have to move the exhaust camshaft a little bit, and there it goes, the timing chain. And now we can simply pull the timing chain right out of the engine. Maybe. There it is. There it is, guys. Successfully removed the timing chain. Now, let's examine this thing to see if I was right about worrying about this old timing chain. So what you need to look out for with timing chains is just go around and make sure each link moves freely. And right off the bat, you hear that? That is not very smooth at all. That one feels good. That one's rough as hell. That one's rough too. That one's decently smooth. Decently smooth. Damn, this chain is definitely stretched. Yeah, it feels really, really rough. I mean, just look at that. It's all getting all hung up. I'm really lucky that nothing bad happened to this engine, guys. I am an amateur, obviously. I should have changed this thing whenever I rebuilt the engine. It was just my dumb mistake. I was trying to save money and cut corners. And, I mean, the timing chain, the new timing chain was like 20 bucks. It's not worth it to cut those corners. I mean, I risked blowing up the whole engine just to save like 20 bucks. So stupid of me. But luckily, the engine's still alive, and I'm gonna get a new timing chain in it. Now, this is gonna be pretty messy, but let's see what a new, oh my gosh. It's so smooth compared to that one. Wow. Night and day. Night and day difference. Yeah, okay, so I bet this engine's gonna be a whole lot quieter after I change the timing chain. That old one was trash. Now, the same way I pulled out the old timing chain, let's put the new one in. Alright, we're ready to go. Let's get it in. Just drop that down in there. And there it is. And we just need to get that on the sprocket. On the sprocket. There we go. And then I'm just going to wrap it around the intake cam just to hold it in place. And then I need to pick up on the exhaust camshaft, get the chain where it needs to be. So now the next thing to do is to get the tensioner guide bolts back in place and get that thing tightened back down. These bolts definitely deserve a little bit of blue Loctite. The blue Loctite smells like blueberries or something. It's so weird. Comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. And the other one, I've got my torque wrench set, so let's go ahead and crank these down to 7.2 foot-pounds. And now I can get the flywheel / magneto back on. That was easy. First the washer, and then the nut. Not sure exactly how tight it has to be, but I'm guessing it's got to be pretty dang tight. That feels good. Now I guess I can get this engine case back on. First the gasket. Alright, now I can get this case back on. Just missed the oil bowl by a millimeter. All of these bolts get torqued to 7.2 foot-pounds as well. So I got super lucky and actually put the cams in right, and I got all the timing marks lined up. So we're ready to put this engine all back together. Checked like 5 times, timing's dead on, looks great. Now the only thing left to do is to get the valve cover back on and then start this thing up and see if it's any quieter. Alright, gas tank and seat time. I'm getting a little nervous every time I do something to the engine on this bike or any bike and then go to start it up again. Whew, got it's a butterfly feeling. You guys know what I'm talking about. And the coffee doesn't help either. Really gets my stomach going. Okay, gas tank's on. Let's get the bolts back in next. Before I go any further, I'm going to try starting this thing up, make sure it runs before I put it all back together. Alright, let's see if she runs, boys. got some oil on the exhaust header, that's why it's smoking, but it does sound quieter. I really think it does. So let's finish putting it back together and take it on a little test ride. This is 100 times easier with the gas tank off. It's almost impossible with it on. Remembered not to over tighten at that time. Well guys, all that's left to do now is ride the thing and say goodbye to it. It's been one hell of a journey with this bike. I've learned a lot. The engine sounds much quieter now. I think this is a normal YZ450 sound. That old timing chain was garbage. I'm so glad I swapped in the new one. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I know it's been slow lately with the videos. It's been a very crazy time in my life right now, and I'm really gonna try to get some new videos out coming up soon. So subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on my new videos. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment down below, and look out for this thing on Facebook Marketplace soon. See you guys next time. Peace out.